So what's up? What's going on, guys? Welcome to JA News.
It's up.
So we got big changes coming to Adidas as their current North American president of over a decade is calling it quits and will officially be leaving the company coming up this month. So for today's show, we're going to discuss the current state of the Three Stripes, who just revealed a new major brand collaboration. They also have big plans for this upcoming holiday season with the release of one of their most highly anticipated collaborations. Will it be enough to get them out of the shadows of their former YEEZY collaboration? Stay tuned, guys. We got all that plus more, and it's coming right up next. All right, so before we get things started, I need everybody's help. Do me a favor, make sure you guys smash the like button, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I'm so close to hitting 65K subs here on the channel, so let's go ahead and make it happen. Now, to kick things off, current Adidas North American brand president Rupert Campbell, he's gonna be calling it quits after over a decade with the company. So bruh said, forget this job, I'm calling it quits. And he originally started with Adidas back in 2012, first starting off in Russia and Europe before taking the helm as the North American brand president in 2021. Now, if you guys recall that time, the economy was crazy. We just got out of this national pandemic, and we now know that Adidas and Ye were already beefing at this time, and it was just a matter of time before this whole big thing just exploded, which it actually did at the end of 2022 as we saw Adidas and their YEEZY partnership, which followed for the very first time that Adidas did project in over 30 years to expect an annual loss for the company. So I guess you could almost put the blame on Adidas for relying too heavily on their YEEZY partnership, but in my opinion, they actually did the right thing. I mean, the market was there, people were demanding for more YEEZYs, and we saw them up the volume and make more and more pairs and put them out each and every single year. But where they messed up at was not giving this man everything he wanted to make him happy, and eventually we saw the partnership fall through at the end of 2022, leaving Adidas in a kind of sticky situation. I mean, they've already invested all of this money and resources into this collaboration. They had already produced so many pairs, enough to release for the whole remaining year, and they already have factories and everything in place to manufacture new pairs. So what they did was go ahead and release YEEZYs this year in waves. So we saw the first wave, drop during the second quarter of the year. We saw the next wave drop for the entire month of August. So that marks Q3. And based off my calculations, I'm expecting to see another YEEZY release coming up for the fourth quarter, probably sometime like in November. So Adidas originally forecasted to see their very first annual loss in over 3 decades for the company, but that was of course before they decided to sell off this remaining YEEZY inventory, which helped negate some of those numbers. But when it comes to the future outlook for the Three Stripes, things aren't looking too great, but of course they do have some great things going on their side. Of course, globally, they're recognized as one of the more visible brands, in the football, soccer space, and the Adidas Samba has actually risen to become one of the most popular sneakers currently on the market. Adidas is doing great things with their classics, delivering many collaborations, and they're keeping these stocked and readily available, meaning that they're generating a lot of revenue off of this popular sneaker. But when it comes to the future outlook for the Three Stripes after this whole YEEZY sale, I don't really know what to look forward to, and I don't blame Mr. Campbell for jumping ship, from his role as the North American president. So today, Adidas has revealed their next major brand collaboration in partnership with Collab, who actually just ended their over 2-decade relationship with Nike. So we got a first look at what to expect from the collaboration, which features new interpretations of some of Adidas' classic models, from the Superstar to the Samba to the Forum. So let me know what you guys think. What are your first impressions on some of these upcoming joints, which, if you ask me, I feel like there's some cool looking pairs in here, but I feel like this collaboration really isn't for everybody, and I find it extremely funny. One of y'all commented on social media that these superstars are giving bowling vibes, which had me dying. So it seems like Adidas is kind of moving into a new direction. It seems like they're trying to get out of that hype beast lane and kind of gravitate more towards the fashion lane, if that makes sense. So I feel like Adidas could never really compete with Nike in that whole hype beast market. I mean, just take a look at the way Nike is releasing some of their GR pairs this year that would normally sit on shelves, but because they're hitting us with the shock drop a week before they drop, they're selling out even more pairs, and they're just really dominating that whole space, which I feel like Adidas never really could compete with. The closest thing they did compete with was, of course, the YEEZY collaboration. But now that that's over, it seems like Adidas is heading into a more new direction, kind of more into that fashion lane, more into that experimental lane, which I feel like the industry is already shifting into anyways. And then of course, coming up this holiday season, we should finally see the release of the highly anticipated as well as long overdue Adidas Fear of God Athletics collaboration. Now, we've been covering everything when it comes to this collaboration, from all of the leaks to all of the early previews, and I'm feeling what we have coming to the table here. I know Fear of God fans are excited at what's to come, but when it comes to the general sneaker audience, I'm having a tough time gauging, how people actually feel about this collaboration, because based off social media, off of a lot of the first impressions, I'm seeing a lot of negative feedback. I'm seeing a lot of hate, but of course that's expected anytime you have a first reveal of something new. But we'll actually see the impact that this collaboration has, when it officially makes its debut coming up this holiday season. Of course, Adidas has high hopes for this collaboration and has big plans for this collab heading into 2024. Now, we know when they originally made this announcement back in 2020, Ye was still with Adidas. So I feel like that maybe had some impact with Jerry signing over there, and with Ye leaving, I feel like it definitely probably had an impact as well. As we know, it's been a little over 3 years. I feel like this collection possibly could have already came out, but I've kind of theorized that there may be some kind of turmoil behind the scenes, which has kind of led to the delays of this collection. We've seen a couple of people behind the scenes, working with this collection leave. So maybe there was some truth to that, but now we finally have a release date for the collection, which is set to make its debut coming up this holiday season. So we'll see how things go. Of course, originally, Jerry was brought on to be the head at Adidas basketball. We saw those plans kind of change. And then we did see Adidas basketball drop with some interesting, design choices, which closely resembled Fear of God. But not to take nothing away from what they're doing over there, I feel like the Adidas basketball team is definitely doing their thing. And we saw some great releases from James Harden. We got a dope pair coming from Ant-Man this year. And the future is looking bright for Adidas basketball. But we'll see how things go for Adidas Fear of God when it makes its debut coming up this holiday season. So we got Fear of God, possibly the last YEEZY drop for the year to look forward to. But after that, only time will tell what the future holds for the three stripes. But of course, they have many brand collaborators, from Wells Bonner to Bathing Ape, Bad Bunny, Gucci, Montclair, Pharrell, as well as Sean Wotherspoon, which, did you guys notice the new Sambas that dropped today? They actually didn't release in a full size run, which I found super weird, but I'm actually feeling those joints. And I do like what Sean has been bringing to the table as of lately, but we'll see what the future holds, as it seems like Adidas is having a tough time getting out of the shadows of their most successful brand collaboration of all time, the YEEZY partnership. So let me know what you guys think. One thing I could say though, definitely to kind of summarize everything up, is that my Confirmed app hasn't been getting a lot of love as of lately. So drop your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys think about the upcoming Adidas collab. And if you haven't done so, be sure to drop a like on today's video. So I wish you guys a wonderful weekend. I'm going to be spending time out in Miami for my birthday. So I hope you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys Monday for the latest edition of JA News. Love.